We are recording now. All right. Well, welcome everybody. If you're just joining, go ahead and mute yourself if you are just joining so there's not any background noise. Go ahead and pop your questions into the chat box and we'll be going over questions at the very end. Okay, so tonight our continuing ed topic is nutrition and supplements, and I'm really actually excited to talk about this. Right here is just the schedule of classes that we have going right now. This is our second in the series. So if you're just joining us and you're like, I missed last week, that's okay. We'll restart the series and you can actually go back and listen to that at the end of July. And so maybe take a screenshot of this specific slide just so you can see just the times and dates and the topic for that specific continuing ed class. All right. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to get all my notes and all my things on my screen right. Okay, so yes, type your name into the chat box so we can mark that you are here. And if you are able to attend all 8 classes, we are actually going to be gifting you your upline. So whoever enrolled you or invited you to this class, make sure that you are in contact with them and you'll get one of these beautiful handmade oil cases. Now, Shara, do you know, I don't know the full backstory on these cases. Do you?
They are from Bali.
Yes.
And the women there are making them to support themselves. So I'm just placing an order today and chatting with them. So they're very excited, very appreciative.
And they're beautiful. And how many oils do they hold?
I'd have to go get mine. I want to say 16,
Okay.
but it might be 20. So they're beautiful.
And they're all different. I don't think any one is
right.
The same. I love that. So yes. So make sure you attend all 8 classes and we'll get you your name marked down. So really quick, I'll just introduce myself. I'm Gracie Hammer, and I am one of Season's business partners. And I've been building doTERRA for almost 5 years now-ish. And I'm actually a functional nutritional therapy practitioner. So my schooling is in nutrition, which is the topic of tonight. And so I'm excited to kind of give you my download on all of our amazing supplements that doTERRA has and just kind of touch on some really important nutrition aspects and how it all coincides with doTERRA's amazing supplements and whatnot. So right here, there's just 2 questions on this screen. So why are people around us so sick? And do you think that we get what we need for good health and food? And so these are 2 very crucial questions, actually. But my goal as a functional nutritional therapist is to really encourage people to become knowledgeable about and responsible for their own health. So just really empowering people with education. And I teach people how to really reach their optimal level of overall health by supporting and bringing balance to what we call the 5 foundations of our health, which are built on a properly prepared nutrient-dense diet. And those 5 foundations are actually digestion, which is what we always start with, blood sugar regulation, fatty acid balance, mineral balance, hydration. And we support these foundations of our health by adopting a more nutrient-dense diet, so eating as clean as possible. And that way the body's chemistry can actually be brought back into that really natural balance, setting the stage for just that optimal health and that vitality that we all should be living in and experiencing daily. So yes, lots of words, lots of big words, but to simply put it, if we are eating a diet that is poor in nutrients and we're not getting nutrients from the food we're eating because maybe it's processed and whatnot, we're constantly putting our body into a state of what we call dysfunction. And over time, that state of dysfunction leads to some type of disease. And so it's always really, really important this day and age to be eating a clean diet and supplementing well. So I just wanted to like kind of give you that chunk of knowledge right there, specifically about the why. Like this is why it's so important. So really that foundation is to allow the body to function optimally, just like this slide says, increase our energy, our mental clarity. I don't know about you guys, but have you guys ever just taken a week and ate really clean? Like maybe you did Whole30, or maybe you just eliminated that soda that you have been drinking on a daily basis, and how well you felt and how you had that mental clarity. Well, that's your body telling you, yes, like that, whatever that is that might be congesting your brain and, you know, kind of muddying your thoughts, it's causing inflammation in the body. So having a really nutrient dense diet and having really good supplements is really supportive to every system in our body. And so it supports our cardiovascular health and that proper inflammation response, which is absolutely crucial to everything that we do. So I want to tell you guys just, I mean, I get asked so many questions about lifelong vitality. It is just so, so important. So while, you know, it's abundantly clear that diets throughout our world now, and, you know, most countries, include adequate and overabundance of calories, there's growing evidence showing that even when we're eating more, we're obtaining less and less essential nutrients vital to our health. And so we're seeing a major decline in our health right now, right? I think most of us can say that we know someone who has cancer, who actually, if I'm going to be totally transparent today, and excuse my emotion, but my dad was diagnosed with cancer today. So this, everything I'm telling you guys today is so important. And I wasn't going to mention this, but we talk about our why, and we talk about empowering people through education. And this is my why, because even the most healthy people around me are struggling with, you know, these diseases, these chronic diseases. And so if we're eating a diet that is over processed and it's, you know, it's rich in calories, but they're nutrient poor calories, what's happening is we're threatening our bodies, and we're constantly depriving our bodies of, you know, we're stripping the body of minerals and vitamins and all these, like, the most important nutrients for our body to function at that, you know, the best level. So the American Medical Association, they acknowledge that, you know, it's really important to take, you know, nutrient dense supplements, and quote unquote, the clinical syndrome of vitamin deficiencies are unusual in Western society. Suboptimal, which means less than the highest standard of quality. So vitamin status is not. So that doesn't exist. People are taking supplements. What that means is people are taking supplements that aren't actually nutrient dense. They're just passing through their bodies. So we're filling our food in our supplements with synthetic materials. And you guys the reason I tell you all of this is because I want you to understand how important doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality is, because it's real food that has been made to be very bioavailable to our bodies. So that means that it has not been highly processed. So it's in its most natural state as a supplement. So the Microplex VMZ is really an array of vitamins and minerals presented in a food nutrient complex that are essential for normal growth, function, in the maintenance of our cells. So the Microplex VMZ actually, it provides just a balanced blend of just the essential antioxidant vitamins, which are our A, C, and E, and just the energy complex of the B vitamins, our D vitamin, and it also contains really important chelated minerals, which actually chelation means that it's really bioavailable. So your body absorbs it and looks at it as food. And so it's able to metabolize it, break it down, and absorb it really, really well. And so we have those chelated minerals, which are, calcium, magnesium, and zinc. And then we have the X omega, which is an essential oil omega complex. And what's unique about it is that it actually has our CPTG oils in it. So it's a proprietary blend of oils that help with digestion and breaking down of the marine and land sourced omega fatty acids. So we know that omega fatty acids help with supporting our joints, our cardiovascular structure, our brain health, and of course, it all goes back to our immune support too. So, and essential fatty acids, or some people call them EFAs, they're nutrients that are absolutely required for the key functions of pretty much every cellular function in the body, especially the brain development and the activity of our muscle and joint health. So really it's all of these nutrients are vital to pretty much every aspect of our body. And so, so while some fatty acids are actually produced inside the body, essential fatty acids can't be produced by our bodies. So essential means that it has to come from another source. So our body just doesn't create them. So we rely on a food source to supply that specific nutrients to our body. And then we have the alpha CRS, which is the cellular vitality complex. Oh wait, going back though to the XE omega, we do have a vegan option in this that just has all of our land oils, the land fatty acids. So you don't actually, it's void of the marine fatty acids, just so for those of you who might be wondering that. So the alpha CRS plus is a formulation that is really combining the potent levels of like the natural botanical extracts that support our healthy function with important metabolic factors of cellular energy. So, cells are obviously the basic building block of our health, our tissues, all the things. So it is giving us just everything it needs for just that cellular support, any oxidative stress that might be happening outside of the cell. And the oxidative stress is really important because this is where we see healthy cells. If they're starting to become unhealthy, the body's response into saying, okay, wait a second, I have to support this cell to function properly. So that's where the vitality complex is just so important against all anti-aging processes. So really beautiful. And I recommend that you take all three of these. I have had so many of my clients who, as a practitioner, we have therapeutic dosing. So they may be working through gallbladder issues. So I'll supplement that for them for that specific gallbladder issue. But I've been pulling in doTERRA supplements for the last few years now because my clients feel so good on them. And the Lifelong Vitality is definitely like your multivitamin, if you will. So it's really well-rounded and it's fantastic. So love this. All right, so one of the other things that I specialize in my practice is gut health. We talk a lot about it. Those of you who have been a part of some of my webinars, you're like, yep, I've heard you say that, or you were part of our study. Yep, I've heard you say that. So our gut and our brain work together to help, our whole body and mood by scanning the body for nutrients and chemicals, and chemicals from food like nutrients. And in the body, once it recognizes something, so your tongue actually works as like a barcode. So when you put any type of food on it, it's automatically sending signals to your brain saying, okay, this is vitamin C, it's needed here in the body, and your body says, okay, I'm gonna send this, enzymatic reaction, and it starts happening throughout the whole body. So, and that is just that's how our body reacts with nutrients, and it's constantly working to keep our body in a state of homeostasis. And one of my kind of taglines is that a healthy gut equals a happy mood. So if you have a healthy gut that's able to break down food, absorb the food, and then send the food where it needs to go in the body and the nutrients in the body, then that's where it really affects our mood. So low blood sugar, if you get low blood sugar, you're probably like, yeah, the second I put food in my mouth, I finally feel better. Like that hangry feeling, that's because the body like needs the nutrients. It's like, ah. And so food is so powerful in that way. Nutrients is so powerful in that way. So Terrazyme specifically is a digestive enzyme complex that is a blend of active whole food enzymes, and it has cofactors. And what are cofactors? Cofactors are actually specific vitamins, nutrients that have to have another vitamin with them to be absorbable to the body. And so those cofactors, what happens in enzymes is when we're cooking food super hot, or we're boiling it, or heating, let's use juice as an example. You can buy those little juices from the grocery store. The problem is when you heat those up, you completely destroy all the enzymes in that juice. So people think like, oh yeah, I'm drinking this Adewale that's super, nutrient dense. It's a smoothie and healthy. What's happened is it's been heated super high to make sure that there's no bacteria in it. And so it absolutely turns to sugar. And so your body recognizes it as sugar. So the same thing happens with food. If you're eating something that has been boiled, a lot of the nutrients and a lot of the enzymes that we need, enzymes help us to break down food, have been cooked out. Processed foods, preservative-laden foods, we also call genetically modified foods or GMOs, they're void of these digestive enzymes. So we need the digestive enzymes for every function in our body. Our body is made up of an enzymatic function, one after the other. And so what's cool about the Terrazyme is it has all of the digestive enzymes we need for all of the different types of food. So if you're someone who has a gluten intolerance, it actually has an anti-gluten enzyme in it. And so that anti-gluten enzyme, so maybe you came in contact with gluten, it's actually going to help your body to break down that gluten from that food, and for protein, for sugar, for carbohydrates, for fats, all of it. And so it is really a complex digestive enzyme, and it is awesome. So it also helps to break down foodborne illnesses. So if you are traveling and you're eating at a restaurant that you have never ate at, and there might be pathogens in the food, or we talk about worms a lot, and there's just all different types of things that we eat in our body, and it really does affect our digestive tract. So this is going to help because of the hydrochloric acid in it. So Terrazyme, what it does is as you eat your food, it's another barrier to help your digestive system function properly. Okay, so moving on to the PB Assist. This is our pre and probiotic. It contains 6 strains of probiotic microorganisms, and it actually has a really unique double layer veggie cap that it's in, and that allows it to pass through the highly acidic stomach into our duodenum and into our upper intestine and into the lower intestine. And it's time released. So it populates the entire GI tract with healthy bacteria. And our GI tract, you guys, is about 25 feet long, and it's responsible for digesting and absorbing all of the nutrients that we eat. And so it also helps us to eliminate waste. So it helps us to detox and get rid of the things that we don't want in our body. And it's where we absorb all of our water, we break down all of our food, all of our nutrients. And so it's really important. So the PB Assist acts as like a soil. It's like a soil fertilizer. So that's what it's doing to the microbiome throughout our whole GI tract. It's actually making it very healthy. So it's able to grab the nutrients from the food that we're eating and absorb it and turn that into energy. So that's why we say it's also very critical for just our immune support in general, is because if we're not breaking down those foods, then our whole body is going to that state of dysfunction. So I know that's kind of in depth, but this is, I want you guys to understand how important these are. And then we also have the PB Assist Junior, you guys, for kids. That is also a pre and a probiotic, and it's wonderful for kids. It comes in a little pixie stick. It tastes delicious to them. And if you have a really little one that you're wanting to start giving probiotics to, then you can just kind of split that. You can split up. You can give them a little bit on your hand or their hand in the morning and a little bit at night. So, you know what I forgot to mention, you guys, is I forgot to mention how much to take of these. That's kind of important. So going back to the Lifelong Vitality, the normal recommended dose is that you take 2 of each 2 times a day. So you're going to be taking 4 of each. I think it's really important to note that you can start slower, especially if you're a smaller build. You can start a little bit slower. But I have my 13-year-old son taking these, and I have him taking 1 of each a day. And because they're so nutrient dense and bioavailable to me, I'm like, yes, I want him to be taking these. And so you can start off just taking them, 2 in the morning, or you can do 1 of each for the first week, and then move up to taking 2 of each day for the second week, and then go to the full dose if you have a sensitive body. Now, if you don't, and you're like, nope, I want the full dose, I started with the full dose right away and have always felt just so good. So 2 of each of those would be the normal recommended dose. And then it's best to take them with food. So take them with your breakfast if you have a big breakfast, and your dinner, or your lunch if you don't eat breakfast. If you're, intermittent fasting, then you'll want to take it with your first meal, which is usually around lunchtime. And then the second dose would be to take it with your dinner. So, and the reason is because it's great to take all of your supplements with food, because they need fat to be absorbed. And that's really important to our whole process of breaking down and absorbing. So take them with food. And then the Terrazyme, you can take 1 to 2 with each meal. And that's just it's just normal maintenance. If you do have a really heavy meal, like a steak and potato, you could take up to 3. And I actually have my kids, I have my 8-year-old all the way up to my 13-year-old. They all take 1 of each of these with their meal. And then the PB Assist, I recommend taking 2 either in the morning or 2 at night. And then the probiotic, or the PB Assist Junior for kids, they can take a little bit in the morning, or they can take it at night. Okay, so moving on to, we have a handful of other supplements, and I'm going to go through all of these, but let me just fix my slide a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So we have the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex, and this is going to help support muscle and joint pain and joint function. So if you're an athlete or someone who tends to have really sore muscles, this is going to be like your Advil or your anti-inflammatory that you may have been on forever. I would recommend that you start taking this, and this is going to just help with inflammation and the process of healing in your joints. It's wonderful. It's great for soothing discomforts and aches around the whole body. If you tend to have arthritis issues, pain issues, swelling issues, it's a wonderful addition to just your supplements that you're taking on a daily basis. And I would take 1 to 2 or as needed. And you can use it in tandem with our Deep Blue oil or the Deep Blue rub. So they work very synergistically together. And yeah, I love this supplement. It's fantastic. Adaptive Calming Blend capsules are one of my favorite supplements that doTERRA has just recently added. Actually, it's been almost a year now. So Adaptive has alkaloids. That did not come out right. Alkaloids and neurotransmitters and fatty acids and a blend of essential oils in it. So it's all of that mixed together, which makes it really absorbable. So alkaloids they help with regulating the serotonin levels and help with just the GABA response. I don't know if you guys have heard of what GABA is, but GABA has a natural comforting effect, and it helps just our bodies to reduce like that apprehension, or if you're feeling fearful, it's going to help to reduce those feelings and really helps with that neural excitability. So if you are having that rush of anxiety or stress, that's kind of what you're going to, those feelings, it's going to help to calm that. So we sometimes call it like putting the brakes on. It's going to, the GABA response is like putting the brakes on. It's like, okay, let's lower the cortisol level. Let's bring it down and let's take a deep breath. And that's what's happening on the inside. And so it's actually doing that to our brain. So it has this effect of, moving the brain and the body into a lower gear, and kind of just slowing that excitability that happens. So we all are living in a very intense time right now. And I don't know about you guys, my stress levels over the last few weeks the last few months have been really high. And I never thought I was someone who dealt with anxiety, and I didn't quite understand it. But now I have so much grace for you because I've been experiencing it, and it's brutal. So I have been taking the Adaptive 2 in the morning and 2 at night. And if you're someone who is kind of on high alert right now, that will be a great place to start. You can, if you haven't been, but you're kind of just wanting to support your body and just that excitability, maybe you have stressful situations, doing 1 in the morning is just fine. And you can also use it as needed if stuff is coming up and you're just feeling overwhelmed and you want to slow that response in your body. So this is one of my favorites right now. And of course it works in conjunction with our Adaptive oil. Now I like to use the Adaptive, this capsule specifically more as preventative. And of course, if I need it, but I like to grab my Adaptive oil if I'm, feeling like I'm having a little bit of a panic attack or whatnot. And then I'll just smell it right out of the bottle or put a couple drops in my hand and just take that deep inhalation. And they work really well together. So I love those. The turmeric capsules, you guys, are another one that is just so important for the healthy inflammatory responses in our body. And we're seeing that a lot. I've seen that in my practice. I've seen a lot of people who are dealing with just inflammatory diseases. And so it's really important to be supporting the body's ability to inflame and also anti-inflame. And that's what the turmeric capsules are able to do. So it helps to fight the free radicals and protect our body from the oxidative stress that it does come in contact with. And so it's combined with the complementary benefits of both the turmeric essential oil as well as, so the turmeric essential oil actually is what has the curcuminoids in it, and the turmeric extract is what actually has the turmerones in it. And so this is actually this specific supplement, this specific capsule and formulation of turmeric is really powerful because no one on the market is actually doing this. They're not putting those two things together. And so what makes it so powerful is that you're getting like the full aspect of turmeric, and it's really bioavailable. And turmeric is something that our body isn't able to break down and absorb very well. So doTERRA has made it really, I don't know what you want to call it. Like, it's super smart with our cells, so our body is able to absorb it. So this is a fantastic, if you're someone who deals with inflammatory issues in your body, or you have a history of that or whatnot, this is a wonderful supplement that you could be adding into your daily regimen and taking just, 1 to 2 a day, or use them as needed. We have our Serenity capsules, which are wonderful for just, helping you stay in that deep sleep state at night. If you're someone who wakes up a lot, you could add 2 of these to your evening regimen. Take them about 20 minutes before you're getting into bed, and that's just going to help to calm your body and help your body to release those natural hormones like melatonin that are going to help to calm the body and put the body into that restful state. It calms the nervous system. It's going to help to reduce stress. So on a you know, before we had Adaptive, I actually would take 2 Copaiba and 2 Serenity if I was feeling a little anxious. And that was kind of how I was managing my anxiety. And that worked really well. So you can try that too, or take 1 of each. And what else about Serenity? It's fantastic. I love this. My daughter has a really hard time going to bed at night. She's my night owl. She literally will stay up until 11 o'clock. So I've actually been doing a little sleep study with her and having her take 1 Serenity soft gel before she goes to sleep, and it's helping. So I like that, even for kids. Okay, so we have the phytoestrogen and bone nutrients, and this is really, of course, eating a nutrient-dense diet is very, very important in pulling out our processed foods and making sure we're eating real things, not just from packages all the time. That's super, super important. But this is the phytoestrogens. It helps to balance and support just normal hormone level in general. And the bone nutrient is going to help to support just our bone density. And as women age, especially, that is something that happens. But what's really happening, I always go back to my, you know, my schooling. And if your body isn't absorbing, you know, we'll just say, you know, the vital minerals like calcium, magnesium, if you're not breaking down vitamin D and, you know, you're not in the sun much, your body is actually, and your gut's a mess. You're not digesting your food well. You're not absorbing the nutrients. And so what happens over time, if we're not on top of this and we're not supporting that GI tract and that gut health, we're not able to absorb. And so that's where we're seeing this imbalance happen and this dysfunction happen, because there's a deficiency in the body. And so these are wonderful supplements just to be taking along. I do stress the eating clean, because that is the most important part in all of this. So it contains flaxseed extract, which is helpful for managing estrogen metabolism. And it also has pomegranate extract too. So that's a wonderful antioxidant support, also great for anti-aging and just regeneration of our cells in general. And then we have our Mito2 Max. This is going to support our healthy cellular energy production. So it's not like taking a pill that is a stimulant or you know, some type of a caffeine pill or whatnot. It actually doesn't have stimulants, but it has a blend of herbs that help to naturally support the body. So it enhances stamina, mental energy, and the effective use of oxygen throughout our entire body. So it's going to support just that mitochondria function, which is where all of our energy is created in our body. And that's where we need to be getting energy from. So, you know, if we're caffeinating ourselves, that's actually where we're ramping our cortisol levels up so much, and it's causing our adrenals to be stressed and whatnot. So I actually take Mito2 Max as just a support. So if you are in a stressful situation or a constant chronic stressful state, Mito2 Max is going to be really supportive at just supporting your adrenals, even just as a preventative. So you can take 1 to 2 in the morning and 1 to 2 in the afternoon just to support your adrenal function as a preventative. And if you're also feeling like you're just dragging in the afternoon, pop a couple of these, drink a big cup of water, and I love how it just supports my energy. We have the Zendocrine Complex, which supports healthy cleansing, healthy detoxing, and helps all of our filters, which is our liver, our kidneys, really function properly. Our colon, our lungs, our skin, all of these things are actually filters in our body. And what happens over time is that because we do live in a toxic world, and maybe our liver is not functioning as properly because it's constantly being inundated with, you know, different toxins from food and whatnot, the body gets congested. So we absorb our toxins actually through our respiratory system, through our skin, and through the food we eat. And what happens is those get congested, and then all of the toxins and stuff that build up over time, little by little becomes a lot. So that toxic lotion that you put on your skin every day that has chemicals in it, it builds up. And so we need to make sure the body is able to filter that out. So years and years of that, you guys can imagine, like, yes, we hold on to things. And so it's really important to be doing detox. So Zendocrine goes alongside of, the Zendocrine complex goes alongside of the Zendocrine essential oil soft gels. And they're really important to be taken together. One helps with our one process, which is telling our cells and our fat tissues to release the toxins, and the other is telling the body to dump the toxins. So it's really important that you actually use the Zendocrine soft gel and the Zendocrine complex together. And you can just take 1 to 2 of each of them together if you wanted to do a little detox. Take it for 10 days at a time, and then give your body a rest on it. Okay, and then the last one I'm going to go over is the Yaropalm Cellular Beauty Complex. Yaropalm is so good for all things skin. Obviously, the skin, if you have skin issues, that is, as a practitioner, I would say, okay, you probably need a little bit of liver detox. And another gentle way to support the detox system is to drink lemon in your water. And I'm sure most of you have heard that. Or Slim and Sassy. Those are great blends to just naturally support and gently support the detoxification pathways in our body. So the Yaropalm is really going to help to support our beauty from the inside out. So it's going to improve the firmness of our skin. It's going to illuminate and brighten our complexion. And the reason why is it's because it's a really powerful antioxidant. And so it's the pomegranate extract that is super powerful in just supporting that, the cellular function and really maintaining just a youthful appearance. So this is a fantastic complex. We also have the Yaropalm oil. If you guys have not tried that, wonderful for all skin issues or just for wanting to boost your skin. If your skin is starting to feel or look just tired, it's going to help to revitalize the skin. So I love those. Here is just a little daily schedule for you guys that you can write down. I think you can kind of add and take away some of the different supplements that I've talked about. You can also, get with one of us who have enrolled you, and we can create a daily schedule for you guys, a daily protocol of these, and really like pinpoint what your needs are as far as what your nutritional needs are. Maybe you are working through diagnosis. Maybe you are working through dysfunction in your body, and specifically that you need to work on digestion. So we can work with these supplements and tell you the oils and supplements that you should be using or trying. So here is just a sample schedule for you guys of what to do. Again, I would recommend doing the Lifelong Vitality, the full thing, because it is formulated to work all together and you're getting everything you need, like that whole multivitamin concept. You're getting everything with all of it. But adding the Mito 2 Max for just that energy, if you're feeling tired a lot, that's going to be powerful. And I always recommend taking Terrazyme. That is, Lifelong Vitality and Terrazyme are just they just go right together. So if you are wanting to just take a couple, I would say Lifelong Vitality and Terrazyme, and then you can kind of bring in the ones that you're needing specifically for what you're working through. So this is our sample wellness box. We always put together just a box for you guys, to just a sample of what a monthly, for your monthly order. So what I love about just these wellness boxes is that you can set up your LRP. And this specific one is 133 PV. So we work on a point system, points value. And most of our products are points per dollar. And some of them are a little bit different, especially in, as we're talking about supplements. But this specific one, if you order between the 1st and the 15th, it qualifies you to get the free oil of the month. And also this month we have a special promo that if you spend 200 PV, you get a free Immortelle roller, which is a wonderful oil. Oh my gosh, I love that oil for skin. But so this would be just a sample that you could put together. And again, you can kind of piece together the things you want. Maybe you want to focus more on pain. So maybe you pull the Serenity out and add the Deep Blue Complex. So you can kind of mess with this, but this just gives you an idea of what that would look like. So we have the Lifelong Vitality, we have the Terrazyme, the PB Assist, the turmeric, we have the Serenity soft gels, and the lemon essential oil. So this would just be a sample wellness box that you could put together. So again, if you need help, just ask one of us and we can help you figure out what these wellness boxes look like. And then the promos for this month, we have the body mist, which smells amazing. It's the Beautiful Blend Body Mist. So that's 15% off. And then, like I mentioned, the free Immortelle Roller, which is our anti-aging blend. So if you're like me, we're just constantly fighting it, right? All of us are. And wonderful for just skin health. We actually use it. I've used it as deodorant for many years, but now that I got my Citrus Bloom deodorant, I'm so excited. Have you guys smelled the Citrus Bloom collection? It's delicious. It smells so good. I just got mine today and I was like, oh my gosh. So make sure you get your Citrus Bloom collection if you have not, because it will sell out. It'll be available until it's sold out. So we don't know when that will be. Sometimes they'll give us word that it's getting close, but I would make sure that you grab that. And then our free product of the month, Shara, how do you say it?
Are you kidding me, Gracie? I have no idea.
I can't even say it. I can't even say it, you guys. I am so sorry. Are any of our other leaders on here? Do you know how to say it?
I keep saying Naoli, and I'm
Naoli.
pretty sure it's wrong.
Okay, Kari, what are the benefits of Naoli?
I don't know. I just got it for free.
Okay.
Listen, I'm all about free oils. Here's the thing about the free stuff, guys. What they've been doing lately is so beautiful because these are oils that actually we don't have enough of a source to have them and sell them, but they're able to get them to give to loyal customers because they want to expand their oil collection, right? So we're hoping every once in a while when they have a free product, we're like, ooh, could that mean that we're sourcing this for good? So we're learning along with you when it comes to a lot of these free products lately. So no, I have no idea. I'm sure there's a graphic somewhere that tells me what it does, but at this point I don't care. It's a free oil and I get to expand my oil addiction, I guess. And so I'm all about it. I'm happy to look it up though, if anybody really wants to know.
Okay, well, will you do this, Kari? If you do find some information, will you put it in the chat? Because that will be really helpful. Okay. So moving on, see, we don't all know it all, you guys. We're constantly educating. I spent 2 hours today educating myself and just kind of prepping myself on some of these supplements that I haven't talked about for a while. And so it's just part of the journey. We're all learning. Okay, so I want to just touch before I close tonight on the joy of sharing oils, because it is so important. And we really have, there are really 3 types of people who come to these classes. And the first type of person is, you're excited to live that natural lifestyle, right? You came to a 101 class and you set up your wholesale account and you're like, yep, I want my whole family to use these. And I want to really just take that natural approach to healthcare. And you're on your path to that. You're plugged into our continuing education and you're learning with us, obviously. And then the second person is thinking, you know what, I want to share these with everybody around me. And, naturally, that happens with most of us, right? We want to start sharing them. And so doTERRA will reward you with a generous system of just, education, and you get to be plugged into all of our stuff. But if you're sharing consistently, doTERRA will, over time, that you will be able to basically pay for your oils, is what I'm trying to say. And so we call it free natural health care. And there's thousands and thousands of people around the world who are taking advantage of this. And so then there's that third person who has been watching us, maybe me, maybe Kari, maybe Shara, Susan, for a while now. And you're thinking, I want to do what you do. I want to change people's lives through educating about essential oils and supplements. And doTERRA would reward you with an incredibly generous compensation plan, which is what we are doing and what we are experiencing with doTERRA. And As we are educating you guys, we're earning, some people are earning just a supplemental income at this point, and others of us have completely replaced our income. And it's put us on the path, or some of us are even completely financially free at this point. And so you guys, my husband and I are entrepreneurs, and we have 2 other businesses, and I've been building my doTERRA business and my nutritional therapy practice on the side for a while. And with COVID, everything shut down. Our businesses were shut down for almost 2 months. And so you can imagine just the stress of, having to let go of 42 employees and all of the things, right? All of us have stories in some way, and we've been majorly affected by it. But my doTERRA business has still been thriving. And I am so grateful that I've been building this. And more than ever, I'm just like, yay, thank God someone shared oils with me. So, if you are that third type of person, get with whoever invited you and say, plug me into your business education. And we do have a business opportunity call this weekend that I'll tell you at the very end. But so why doTERRA? Why now? So of course, the need for alternative income, like I just expressed, has never been greater. There's such a deep need for that, you guys. And so many people have lost their jobs, and so many of you have experienced losing your jobs and have to figure it out, right? So doTERRA is thriving in this economy. Not only are they thriving, they've actually been preparing for some type of disaster like this. And so they have been their reserves are well stocked of oils and the financial aspect. And so really, that's very, very important. So people are recognizing the need to take a greater responsibility for their health. Another one, right? Because we've had this whole scare about, the viruses and whatnot. I'm not really supposed to say that, but whatever. I'm not being very compliant tonight. I'm sorry. I try. So anyways, there is such a great need, right, to support our bodies in a more natural, holistic way. So some questions you might have is, how do I make money? How much time is involved? Could this really work for me? And really, what are the next steps? And so how do you make money? Well, really, it's as simple as you've probably already experienced. You were sampled by somebody. They taught you how to use the oils. You set up your own account, and then you got plugged into our customer support community. And now you're a part of our continuing education classes. And so this is exactly how you make money. It's by sharing oils and educating people on how to use them. And so the income potentials are, honestly, you guys, sky's the limit. And so many of us have just experienced just the great blessing, especially in just tough situations, and the reality of what residual income allows you to do in that time freedom. It's so beautiful, you guys. So these are real numbers. And, you can, let's see here, as an elite down here, you could be making $365 a month. As a premier, up to $940 a month. Silvers, $2,200 a month. Golds, $4,800 a month, and so on and so forth. And so you get to really look at, you get to create goals with us, and we get to support you along the way as to what those goals are. And, some people come in and they're like, I have to replace my 6-figure income in the next 6 months. And so that is doable, but you have to work your hiney off. And so really, to me, it's just what is your energy and how much time do you have to put into this? So, if you're wanting to just get your oils paid for, and you were that second person, you're like, yeah, I want to share oils, and I would love to get my oil order paid for, then this is a great way, just by sharing oils with your friends and family, and you'll get commissions off of those, and that will help to pay for your monthly order. This is actually how I started in the very beginning, because we had nothing, and I had to use the oils for my son and his digestive issues that we were working through, but we just didn't have the money. And so what I did is I bought my first kit, and I just started sharing with people how to use them and setting up accounts for them. And then I was getting fast start bonuses. And then all of a sudden I was like creating this whole supplemental income that was paying for my oils, But then I was also starting to make a profit off of it. So that was like a really powerful switching point for me of like, oh my gosh, this is really cool. So if you're really wanting to supplement your income, it's about 5 to 15 hours a week. And that's kind of a big range, I think. But if you're someone who is very time organized, then 5 hours a week, you can get a lot done if you're being very structured and focused. And then if you're wanting to replace your income, anywhere from 15 to 30 hours a week, if not 40 hours a week, if you're wanting to put, really run hard and really build a business that is making substantially more, you can do that. So would this work for you? So, if you're passionate about living a natural lifestyle, obviously you are because you're here. So yes, you check that box. If you like people, I think most of us like people. Check the box. Can you follow a system and get things done? Then yes, check the box. So honestly, if you check these boxes, you definitely are someone who this will work for. And we have all the systems put in place for you guys, and we get to link arms with you and just help you on that journey. So the next steps for you are really to, if you don't, well, you guys all have wholesale accounts. So you can upgrade your account to a wellness advocate and just get with the person who enrolled you, and they can help you with that whole process. You want to set up your 100 LRP order. The one criteria that doTERRA has is that we spend $100 on essential oils or supplements each month, so on any of their products. And the point is that they want us to be experiencing the oils and experiencing the products and experiencing the supplements, because you guys, like, it's the most genius way to market, because once we start using the oils and we start using Lifelong Vitality, the natural ripple effect is that you're going to start talking about it and telling your friends how, gosh, I started taking these supplements and I have so much more energy. My digestive issues are starting to go away. My emotional issues are starting to go away. And so what's happening is you're able to teach and share out of a place of passion and experience. And that is so important. And so setting up your 100 LRP. Okay, backtracking to being a business owner, our overhead for our other businesses, you guys, is tens of thousands of dollars, if not more, a month. And honestly, my doTERRA business, like, my only overhead is really a couple $100. That's it. So you can build a very substantial, successful business with doTERRA with very minimal overhead. And that is such a beautiful thing. So, if you're wanting to do this, just reach out to us and we'll plug you into all of the trainings and resources. And then what you would do is you would just start to make a list of all the people that you can't wait to share these oils and supplements with. And that's how we do it. And, this group, this community, this tribe is so beautiful. And I'm so grateful for all of our friends that we get to all work together and teach together and support each other through hard situations and rejoice through, just the joys of life. And so our community is I'm so grateful for it. And I'm sure you are as well. So you guys, if you're interested in the business opportunity, I'll be teaching the business opportunity on this Saturday at 10 a.m. and 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're interested in this, click the link or if you forget the link, just text one of us, or I don't know, find us somewhere. You'll find us. Okay, so lastly, if you want to change the world, you have to empower people, and that's the only way you make any permanent, effective change on our world. And that's from one of our CEO, Dave Sterling. And I love that quote. And I'm just going to end there. If anybody has any questions, oh my gosh, there's 99 plus chats. Woo! Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
I think we covered most of them, Gracie. We were trying to answer as you were teaching. I think we caught them all.
Okay, cool.
Unless somebody has something we missed.
Yeah, feel free to unmute yourself and.
I had a quick. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I had a question about the phytoestrogen complex. Does anybody here know whether that is a good idea for somebody to take who has estrogen dominance or low progesterone? Because I know that obviously it is a phytoestrogen. So if you already have too much estrogen, I just didn't know.
So phytoestrogens actually work really similar to oils. They have a what do you call it? Like a modulating effect on our levels, our hormone levels. So if you have high estrogen in your body, it's actually going to help to bring that estrogen down and disperse it, get rid of it, and vice versa. So that is where that phytoestrogen, the levels would work. I actually would recommend using Clary Sage or the Clary Calm blend beforehand. I would try that first and use it over your ovaries and over your thyroid, throughout the day as needed, or just you could even internalize it, the Clary Sage, and that's really, really helpful for balancing your hormones. So similar to, people will ask like, well, I have autoimmune disease and I want to take, On Guard. Is it going to cause my immune system to even, work harder against my body? And it's like, no, it's actually bringing the body back into homeostasis.
Got it. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've got a question. Do you build a tolerance up to these things? Like if you start taking something, do you need to increase the dosage of, say, the Terra enzyme or something like that?
You know what? I haven't really noticed that, to be honest. And again, because they're real food ingredients, it's not a synthetic. It's actually, it's like eating so we get a lot of our digestive enzymes from, vegetables, the produce that we eat. So if we're not eating a diet that's high in veggies, then you're not getting a lot of those digestive enzymes naturally from your food. And most of us don't. And the other issue is that this soil depletion throughout our entire world, well, especially in the US, is very depleted. And so even organic produce we're finding that it's not as nutrient dense as it should be. And a lot of the soil has been completely stripped just from them harvesting over and over and over and over and over.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Tracy, there was a question about Yarrow Palm, if it contains vitamin C and zinc.
It does. I don't actually have it in front of me.
I know,
Sorry,
I don't either.
No, I don't have it in front of me. I am so sorry.
I have mine, Gracie. I can grab it. Hang on.
I'm pretty sure it has vitamin C and zinc because I do know it's really helpful and supportive for our immune system. I'm pretty sure it does.
Okay. Am I unmuted? Okay.
Yeah.
So this has 12 milligrams of vitamin C. So that's 13% of the daily value, and 4 milligrams of zinc, 37% of your daily value.
Yeah, so it's wonderful for just supporting your immune system daily. Thank you. Anybody else? You're welcome.
Question about LLV does it provide enough calcium that I wouldn't need to take a calcium supplement?
So LLV is going to actually have because of the type of calcium that it has in it and the cofactors, it's actually, your body's going to be absorbing it. So if you have a calcium deficiency, it's probably because you've been taking a calcium that isn't high quality, unfortunately, or maybe it is high quality. Maybe you're paying a lot for it, but it's just not very bioavailable. And so what happens is we are constantly taking like extra calcium and our body is storing it all over the place. And so we get overloaded, but we have a major deficiency. Isn't that crazy? So there's like some very, so doTERRA's is very bioavailable. So honestly, I can't say because there's so many factors. And if you came into my practice, what I would do is I would lingual neurotest your body and figure out like, okay, yes, your body is testing well to this and it needs more calcium or it doesn't. But overall, it's a wonderful And it has everything that you're going to need to just for all of the nutrients that you're going to need. It's going to be that very well-rounded multivitamin. So I would say yes, but I don't know, I don't know. It's a more complex question, I guess.
Gracie, can you take adaptive when you take an antidepressant type medication?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. It will go alongside of that very well. Yeah, that's the joy, you guys, with these oils is we don't have side effects and there aren't contraindications for the most part, especially they're very, very, very safe. Okay, what else? Okay. You're welcome, Melissa. Okay, well, if that's it, you guys, thanks for showing up live. And did you guys all put your name in the chat? Make sure if you didn't put your name in the chat that you were here, and that's how we're keeping a list of all the people who will qualify for the goodie we're giving away. You're welcome, Nicole. Okay, great. All right, bye guys. Have a good night.